Which of the following responses is appropriate when approaching a steady yellow traffic signal? A. Slow down and stop, unless you are already in the intersection. B. Slow down and stop, always. C. Continue through the intersection carefully, always. D. Speed up to get through the intersection. Which of the following responses is appropriate when approaching a steady yellow traffic signal? A. Slow down and stop, unless you are already in the intersection. A yellow traffic light communicates that drivers should use caution because the light is about to change to red. If you see a yellow light as you approach an intersection, you should slow down and come to a stop if it is safe to do so. However, if you are already in the intersection or entering the intersection as the light changes to yellow, you should proceed through the intersection carefully. Large trucks turning right onto a street with 2 lanes in each direction. A. Will take a sharp right turn. B. Always have the right of way. C. Will always stay completely in their lane. D. May swing left to begin the turn. Large trucks turning right onto a street with 2 lanes in each direction. D. May swing left to begin the turn. It is important to know how to drive when sharing the road with a large truck. One of the most important things to remember is how large trucks need to complete certain turns. Since the rear wheels of a vehicle follow a shorter path than the front wheels, the driver of the large truck needs to make adjustments in order to complete the turn and stay on the road. When a large truck needs to make a right turn, it will often need to swing wide to the left into the adjacent lane in order to complete it. Fines for speed violations are doubled in which zones? A. Work. B. Business. C. Residential. D. Passing. Fines for speed violations are doubled in A. Work zones. Speeding ticket fines are typically doubled in work zones where workers are present and construction is happening on the road. Road work areas will be marked with orange and black signs. You may have to deal with detours, narrow lanes, reduced lanes, and reduced speed limits. You may continue carefully through a yellow light if A. You are still approaching the intersection. B. You are in the intersection when the light changes. C. You are running late. D. You are turning right. You may continue carefully through a yellow light if B. You are in the intersection when the light changes. When the traffic light changes to yellow, that means the light will soon be red and traffic will be moving against you. If you are already in the intersection when the light turns red, you should continue through the intersection. A solid yellow light indicates caution, since the traffic light will be red soon. If you have not entered the intersection and can stop safely, you should do so. When parking headed downhill, it is best to A. Put your vehicle in reverse, but set the parking brake. B. Turn your wheels so your vehicle will roll towards the center of the road if the brakes fail. C. Put your vehicle in neutral and set the parking brake. D. Put your vehicle in park and set the parking brake. When parking headed downhill, it is best to D. Put your vehicle in park and set the parking brake. The first thing you should do when parking on any hill is to set your vehicle's transmission to park and engage the parking brake. Along with setting your transmission to park and setting the parking brake, you should also turn your wheels so that the car rolls towards the curb or the side of the road in the event that your brakes fail. A driver waiting to make a left turn when the traffic light turns green should A. Keep their wheel straight, yield to oncoming traffic, and complete the turn when safe. B. Turn their wheels to the left, yield to oncoming traffic, and complete the turn when safe. C. Complete the turn when the light turns green. D. Not make the turn because left turns are not allowed on green lights. A driver waiting to make a left turn when the traffic light turns green should A. Keep their wheels straight, yield to oncoming traffic, and complete the turn when safe. Drivers who want to turn left on a green light need to yield to traffic going straight from the opposite direction. When the light turns green, drivers waiting to turn left can pull forward slightly, but should keep their wheels facing forward. The reason for keeping your wheels straight when waiting to turn left is to prevent you from rolling into oncoming traffic if you are hit from behind. A. What is the connection of a freeway to a road or another freeway by a series of ramps? A. Intersection. B. Exit ramp. C. Exchange. D. Interchange. A. D. Interchange is the connection of a freeway to a road or another freeway by a series of ramps. An interchange describes the series of ramps used to connect drivers to freeways moving in different directions or to divert high-speed traffic back to the surface streets. Interchanges come in a variety of shapes and orientations. You should only pass on a two-way road when A. It is legal to do so. B. It is safe and legal to do so and you can see if traffic is approaching from the opposite direction. C. When you have a solid yellow line on your side of the road. D. A vehicle is turning. You should only pass on a two-way road when B. It is safe and legal to do so and you can see if traffic is approaching from the opposite direction. Using the opposite lane of traffic to pass other vehicles on a two-way road can be a dangerous maneuver in the wrong situations. First, you must only pass when it is safe and legal to do so. You will know if passing is permitted if the center yellow line is broken on your side of the lane and there are no signs that prohibit passing or indicate a no passing zone. When are U-turns legal? A. On a one-way street. B. At railroad crossings. C. On highways where an opening is provided in the center median that allows U-turns. D. Over two sets of double yellow lines. When are U-turns legal? C. On highways where an opening is provided in the center median that allows U-turns. A U-turn is a maneuver that allows you to turn your vehicle around 180 degrees to start driving in the opposite direction as you were headed. Since completing a U-turn places you against oncoming traffic momentarily, it is important to only complete this type of turn where it is legal and safe to do so. Which is not a factor in determining the distance that it takes to stop your vehicle? A. Perception time. B. Reaction time. C. Braking distance. D. Steering technique. Which is not a factor in determining the distance that it takes to stop your vehicle? D. Steering technique. The total distance required to bring your vehicle to a complete stop depends on your perception time, your reaction time, the physical braking distance. Braking distance does not depend on your steering technique. Great job! Here are some of your next steps to getting your learner's permit or driver's license. Read and study the official driver handbook from your state DMV. Take more free practice tests at puedomanejar.com. Gather all your necessary forms and documents before you visit the DMV office. Before you know it, you'll be driving in your very own car all by yourself. puedomanejar.com. Free DMV practice tests and much more to help you pass your real exams. Visit us today.